with 2 and go to 1 and 5 then or something, you know. How many different scales you wanna have?
Where were we?
We're still on the,
Before the
we're still,
interruption.
we're still on the key one, so we're having discussion on the next one, on the charge of the community center.
Oh, so we're okay then?
Yeah, we have moved. We're still under discussion on it. I'm not saying you're wrong, Arch, I just wish I would've known beforehand, that you were gonna go down that road. I thought we had talked about it last week, and you're fine to change your mind, I'm not saying that, or you put more thought into it, cause it was the spur of the moment to make it work.
The reason I put more thought into it, because I don't think the person we had to talk with understood what we said in the first place, because one of the kids is getting told, you come in to play basketball, and if you do bring $2, this is the town of Jay kid.
I'm going to meet with this group, I obviously couldn't do it tonight.
No, I was gonna go out there after this.
Tuesday, I'm in
Set it
Al-
straight
was in
anyway,
Albany, but I-
when we set it straight.
I'm gonna meet with them, go over all the rules, set them all down, and tell them what the rules were. Geez, I told, as a matter of fact, I had a.
I know you did, I was with you.
You're right, and then I called Jimmy
Very
Lincoln
clear.
yesterday
You
and
were
thought it
very
was-
clear with it.
And I told him the same things yesterday, so I don't know how they're confused, but I will clear that up.
Because I was with you, I thought you made very clear with it.
I'm not saying you're wrong, I just don't know I don't know where to go at this point, because now I'm really gonna get them confused. I understand what you're saying. You're saying add another tier.
Yeah, well, it bothered me with the Keysville kids,
I
because that group of Keysville kids that I seen in here, to me looked like trouble anyway.
Okay. I don't know that, I don't know
No.
that.
Are they playing against our other kids, is
If
that
it's
what it is,
kids,
or are
then
they
it's
coming
a
up here
different
and by
story.
themselves? or
No,
going
they're all
to-
playing, it's a Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 9, and it's the same group, and they're all mixed in, but it's other kids, they're young adults, 19, 20, 21, whatever, 24, or whatever, and they come and they play for 2 hours, Tuesdays and Thursday nights. And it's the same group that John Paul Morrow had and organized it, and then I think it was Joe Nixon and Jimmy, but,
I see Archie's point too, but I think this is cleaner, I don't know. But I don't disagree with him, but
I don't either. I guess my recommendation would be to leave it as it is, the way it is right now, and then revisit it come a year from now when we redo this and see how it works. I don't disagree with you either, I just wanted to get something in place, and I made a lot of quick decisions after the water was stolen, the lights were on, and those sort of things that I wanted to get control of it, and I'm not saying I disagree, but I just think right now we've got a policy in place, they're adhering to it. I wasn't aware that they're saying different things, because I gave them a list of rules, they should have.
well, it's a good place to start, I think.
I mean, we can revisit it. They're here this month, February, March, and then they're done in the second week of April is usually when they stop, so we're talking just a few months here anyways, but I guess I'd rather stay at this point in this year and then revisit it next year,
How many kids are we talking? Can we
30,
count? Roughly.
There was 30 something last week, on last Thursday night, so I would say it's hard to tell because I don't know a lot of them anymore, you know what I mean?
No, I just questioned if it's mostly Jay and Lightbrook kids, it was only 3, 4 coming in from Keysville, or is a majority of the kids coming from Keysville, but
I don't have that sign-up sheet, I wish I did, I wish I would've brought it, I don't have it, I mean, I
it's
can
just
show
3, 4
you.
kids, what difference does it
Yeah.
make?
I think too, if you jack it up,
Yeah.
you do 1, 2, and 4, all the kids from Keysville are gonna say they're from Blackbrook, you know, and then you're.
No, they have to actually sign their name and they actually have to put their address on there,
Oh,
so
okay.
and the thing is, that, like we explained to them, that state troopers or the sheriff's department are walking in every once in a while, and they're gonna say, who's the authorized key user, and it's gotta be, Jason Perrow's gonna say, I have the key, I have it, and they'll look on their list, and there he is,
Yeah.
so,
You don't wanna take it totally away and make it so expensive that the kids aren't playing, it keeps them off the street.
But they're not kids though, they're adults, they're
It
working,
also
they're
keeps
working.
the adults off the street too.
Yeah, absolutely keeps, I agree with you. It keeps
Yeah,
them
some
from- And I don't
of them
know,
just
some of them,
don't-
Archie, I don't know the kids from the Keysville area that you're talking about, I don't know.
I don't know.
So I don't, I really don't, and, we can look at it. But, so do you wanna move an amendment to change this, is that what you're saying? Cause we can do that, or we can vote on what we have, you tell me and we'll move on. Cause right now it's a 2-in-1, but if you wanna offer amendment, we can put that on the floor and go from there. It's up to you, I'm fine, any way you wanna do it, I'm fine, if the amendment passes, it passes, we'll make the changes. I mean, if you look at
We can,
what Black Brook is providing us in revenue, is the community center used for the youth commission, which is $1,500. So,
Well, we can always come back and amend it anyway.
yeah, we can always come back.
Why not for the month, try it like it is?
And then I
See
give
how
you a
it
copy of
works.
the slips of
Yeah,
the
so-
signups.
well,
Wanna
get
and
do
then come
that?
back to.
I don't care about who they are, but how many we're getting, if it's
Right,
majority coming from Keysville, they should be paying more, and that's.
yeah,
They're
absolutely,
just taking advantage of our gym.
right, absolutely.
But, you know,
Let's see what the sign-up sheets are in the next couple of weeks and we'll look at them. I saw the one that came in the other day just briefly and I was just glad that they did it. They put the money in, they put the sign-up sheet in, went through the door, Carol took it, turned the cash over to Susan, changed it, so we're gonna have an account that's gonna be in the building's budget line as revenue, so.
Okay, all right.
Let's see what
Along
this,
with it for now.
It's a good idea.
If we're getting the
Archie.
majority
It's
from other
good.
towns, then we
Yeah,
might
that's
charge
good.
an extra.
I agree.
I
Whether it's
agree
He's
with
got a
you.
good point.
Monson, Keene, wherever.
Yep,
It's a
I
good
agree,
point.
it's a good point.
Alright, so all in favor of the, it's stated?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion's carried. I'll get you sign-up sheets so we can take a look at them and then we'll move forward from there to see where they're actually coming from. All fees collected for birth and death certificates by the local register shall be turned over to the town on a monthly basis.
So we'll,
Moved by Councilman Hall, seconded by Councilwoman Schultz. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yep, go
Can we
ahead.
just go back, cause I think I was in there when whoever made the resolution you were talking about, but who made it?
McDonald and then Schultz.
Okay. And then this last one was who, because I was trying to get the other,
Hall and Schultz.
thank you.
On the second page there. All town officials shall be reimbursed the IRS rate of 56 cents per mile and necessary expenses incurred in performing the duties of their office according to the 2014 IRS rates. You can see it actually went down.
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald,
Second.
seconded by Councilwoman Schulten. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed, motion's carried. Superintendent of Highways, Chris Carroll announced the appointment of Jody Twaits as Deputy Highway Superintendent for the year 2014. Somebody approve that? Make that motion?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald. Seconded by
A second.
Councilwoman Schulten. Under discussion?
Does that actually have to be a motion, or are we just doing it just for?
I believe I checked on that and it has to have town board approval for a deputy for, I believe. Let me check one more time.
Last year. Every year we've been doing it.
Yeah, I know, but I just didn't know.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Town clerk B. Pelkey announces the appointment of Carol Hackel as the deputy clerk.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Hall, seconded by
I'll second.
Councilman McDonald. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Assessor Donna Brenner announces the appointment of John Ryan and Tina Fenton as part-time clerks to the assessor. Can I make that motion?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Hall. For discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Town board is authorized to contract with superintendent of highways for the calendar year 2014 as follows. Parks, 10,000. Building, the 10,000 we're gonna take out because of the agreement that we're doing Remember that was the 10,000 we took out in budget, so it's just gonna be for the parks, cause we took the 10,000 in buildings and we hired,
We had that, we had that in the contracts from, right?
we did have that under there? And that needs to be removed from that, and then I can amend that.
I thought that was it, Keith.
Okay. I will remove that from there.
So do we need this one too, if we already moved it in the contract?
I would just do it again so it's cleaner on this, so it's basically just a 10,000 agreement for DPW to do the parks.
This part, right?
Yep, buildings would be separate, cause that's the 10,000 we're using to pay Tom to do the other
Yeah, there
work.
was 2,000, 10,000.
Okay, I'll remove that from the other sheet then, just remove that and I'll eliminate that one there.
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald, seconded by Councilman Depot. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. So, everybody knows what we did there, right? We took the salaries of 2 code enforcement officers, gave it to 1. Removed the buildings contract, and, the rest we made up from going to the 1 judge's salary, so it didn't increase the tax rates in the town of Jay to do the moves that we made. Okay. Supervisor shall submit to the town clerk within 60 days after the close of the fiscal year, a copy of the state comptroller required, by section 30 of the general municipal law. Upon receipt, the town clerk shall publish in the official town newspaper and notice that the copy of such report is on file in the town clerk's office and is available for public inspection and copy.
So moved. I'll second.
Moved by Councilman Hall, second by Councilman McDonald. Under discussion, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carried. Supervisor is authorized to enter into revenue contracts on behalf of the town board for calendar year 2014. Town of J nutrition site contract with Black Brook for $700. Town of J senior nutrition site contract with Black Brook to offset functions. Town of J community center contract with Black Brook to offset utility costs. What's that?
Did you switch pages?
Did I? No?
No,
Okay.
it just was,
Oh, I
it's
got,
done
my
in
pages are
differently.
mixed up, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did the
Mine
same
are
thing.
too, I don't know what happened with all these.
Yep, I did the same way, it's
So this
fine.
one
This is at the beginning of one of my sheets, is it yours?
Yeah, they all. Okay. So you're.
Where do you wanna go? I can go anywhere you want,
That's
but we
fine,
just
right
did.
where you
Go to
are.
that one.
Okay.
We're going.
I would, yeah,
So you're at the
what was
J
the ones
nutrition
we
site.
just did though? That's the one that mine was totally out of order.
That was the one from,
It's after the.
Oh, I see what we did. Okay, I know, I screwed up, I jumped on you. Okay,
So,
okay.
You gotta go back.
the ones just
That's-
before that, Randy,
the one with the town clerk in the 60-day period.
Yep,
I think so, hold on just a minute,
okay, yeah,
Right,
that
very
was,
bottom.
that was moved by Hall and McDonald.
just a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, I know where we are.
I'm wondering if some of them are even, this is what, only thing I have.
The next is the deputy supervisor one.
I have it there.
The deputy supervisor's office sign all checks?
Yep, that's the next one.
That's the one I was,
Yep,
okay.
sorry about that.
And who, did somebody already,
We haven't done that, we haven't
We're
done it.
gonna do it now. Deputy supervisor authorized to sign all checks for the town during the absence of, or inability of the supervisor. Stay off the ice. The deputy town clerk is authorized to sign checks on behalf of the town clerk. Want to make that motion?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald. Second by Councilwoman Shelton. Under discussion, all in favor, signify by saying
No, we
aye.
don't need to do one here for Archie, because we did that over here in your appointments, right? As deputy?
No, that's under supervisor's appointment, don't need to do that.
Okay.
There shall be a charge of $25 for any check returned to the town or any officer or employee for insufficient funds. Moved by Councilman
I'll
Dean.
second.
Second by Councilman McDonald. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Supervisor is authorized to enter into contracts on behalf of the town board for calendar year 2014 as presented. We already did that. We'll remove the town and J buildings one. Susan had it highlighted on mine. I don't know if she has it highlighted on yours. So somebody move that?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Hall, seconded by
A second.
Councilwoman Schultz. Under discussion? We did. We're gonna do it again. Sorry.
It's better than it all on
It's
there.
just so that sheet stays the same.
Double check.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Supervisors authorized into, we already did that. No, we didn't.
No, I'm starting.
Okay. Enter in revenue contracts with Town of Black Brook for the senior site, nutrition site, special functions, Town of J with Black Brook, offset utility costs for youth commission, Town of J, I'll save a water run with Black Brook shares, 5,000. So we move that,
So moved.
moved by Councilman Hall, seconded by
I'll second.
Councilman McDonald. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We did the seniors ACAP one, but we'll need a motion to do the Head Start ACAP, $500 monthly, AA 600 yearly, and HUD $100 monthly. So we move that.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Hall, seconded by
I'll second.
Councilman McDonald. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Supervisors authorized to enter into a contract with the Essex County Department of Public Works for calendar year 2014. Behalf of the town highway, subject to the approval of the Essex County Superintendent of Public Works.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Hall,
I'll second.
second by Councilman McDonald. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. The annual membership dues for the Associated Towns for calendar year 2014 in the amount of $1,000 shall be paid by the supervisor.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Schulten, seconded by Councilman McDonald. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Annual membership dues for the Adirondack Association Towns for 2014, $500 shall be paid by the supervisor.
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald, seconded by
Second.
Councilman Hall. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Did we not
Motion carried.
have something that it wouldn't say the supervisor, the town of J?
You have to,
Supervisor.
you have to,
Has
the
to?
CEO of the town has to be the authority to do it. Has to-
Wait, yeah, I meant that, but it says paid by the supervisor, that means you're paying.
Oh, yeah, wait,
You're
wait.
paying
I
it,
see.
it's not saying that by
You
the
must be
town,
paid by the supervisor.
by the supervisor.
We talked about that.
Well, I think we did that before, the last time.
It's a very nice scale.
Well, I don't have to find
You don't have
out.
$500.
You know, it's.
That's where the deputy supervisor comes in, he has to go in his pocket.
That is funny.
I
We had that
agree.
last
Ability
year.
to
That
pay,
came
so-
up last year
Very
too.
good short-lived position.
But, you know what, we'll word that a little better, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I see
So
what you're saying.
Vernon,
Okay, Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Douglas, Board Delegate, and a councilman to be named later as an alternate for Association of Towns and Villages. We already did that. Who did move that, Dee? Can you look back on that sheet and just tell us?
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah, it could be in the office of the supervisor,
Yeah.
or his office, or.
Mhm. Keep that one the same.
We're getting rid of this already. I know I wrote
The reason, this doesn't usually happen this way, the reason it happened this way this year is because I was home putting the organizational meeting together after I hit my head last night. Today, I was home doing it and Susan was doing it down here, so we duplicated some things that we both knew had to be on there, so I do apologize for that. So blame it on the bang on my head, but,
the Villages Association.
I have it right here, Hall and Shelton.
Yeah, Hall and Shelton.
Okay, thank
So
you.
let's do that again. Alright, so move on to the next one then. Petty cash funds for various town officials are authorized as follows. Supervisor 100, justice, let's make it justice. Tax collector 30, town clerk 100. So we make that motion.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Hall,
Second.
seconded by Councilwoman Schultz. Under discussion. All in favor, signify by saying
Why
aye.
is the tax collector on it?
That's, she felt that was efficient. We talked about it last week with her. And she thought it was, and she might have to come back to us, but she didn't think so. All credit cards, utility bills, insurance, postage, freight charges may be paid by the supervisor prior to town board audit and approval.
So,
Moved by Councilman Hall,
I'll second.
second by Councilman McDonald. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, any opposed? Motion carried. We're almost done. All charges to the First Bank, card, Staples, Sears, Tractor Supply, Lowe's, Power Plant may be paid by the supervisor prior to town board audit and approval, provided the amount does not exceed $1,000 of the purchases. I'll make a motion to.
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald, seconded by
Second?
Councilman Hall. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Town clerk or deputy town clerk is authorized and directed to open all competitive bids for public works and purchase contracts with the town of Jay, record the same and report them to the town board.
Move.
Moved by Councilman Hall,
I'll second.
seconded by Councilwoman Shelton. Under discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. For the purpose of fixed assets, a dollar value of more than $200 per items requires listing in the fixed assets of the town general ledger accounting system. Can I make that motion?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman McDonald,
Second?
seconded by Councilman Hall. Any discussion? All in favor, signify.
We got a system in that hand as we purchase new stuff now.
Yeah, well, we have it. We have, fixed assets and we've updated it when we had to buy new stuff and,
Is that something we're gonna label, make or something that numbers them? Or is that-
we actually had them made and stuck them on, all the, well,
I mean, for new stuff? so-
we have to, yeah, we have the labels that we have. They gave us a couple extra sheets when we did the,
Oh, so we get
original
new labels as we need them? from
Yeah.
that?
Do we take pictures of each one?
of each of the,
The assets?
the heavy equipment, yes, but not, we
Not
didn't
the
take a picture of
smalls.
every chair, but we did the heavy equipment and those sort of things. We did the copiers and those sort of
I
things.
did that.
It isn't fun, is it?
No,
I mean,
it's
fun.
not.
But,
Okay.
All right, resolution to pay authorized salaries, did we already do that too?
We did, so
Okay.
moved.
Okay, B, do you remember who did that one?
That's what I'm trying to find you. Was
All right,
that the
fine.
shelter and depot?
It was by Shelton, do? And we did the supervisor appointments and we did the board appointments. Okay,
Yep.
so we are done on that part. And again, I'm sorry for the confusion, it was just her and I trying to do it both to make it, because I wasn't sure I was gonna be here tonight. By the way, things are going, you wish I wasn't here either. But
Everything's off by now.
you've been done by now.
I bet I got home.
Okay, now. Okay, just some highlights of the state of the town. I usually do some things. I just want to go over some quick bullet points of where we're at, where we're going, what my plans are, and what the town board's ideas are. A couple things I do want to say about lots of falls throughout the North Country. People are falling on ice. Little unusual year. We do have sand available for anybody that wants to go to the highway garage and pick up a couple bucketful. You can't fill a truck full but the bucketfuls are fine. We're gonna make that available. You're able to do that. Can't fill up trucks, but you're able to do that. But it's, we're allowing that for everybody that asks. I'd rather, be in that situation than have somebody
Well,
really get hurt. I think we're in that situation this year. I know it could open us up to some things. I've talked to some other towns, they're doing the same thing. They have access when the daytime hours, when it's open, we'll get a couple 5-gallon buckets of sand, but
For town of J residents.
for town of J residents only, for town of J
Not-
residents,
Not for resale.
not for resale.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah, and it's bucketful, so you, to do your own sidewalk and your own, we just wanna make sure our people are safe. Honestly, I have a friend of mine that's in a coma right now from Christmas Day fall, from the town of Schroon Lake at Haroff, who owns Haroff's Auctions Internationals and been since Christmas Day. You see what happened to me last night, it happened so quickly. I just don't, I wanna make sure that our people are safe and, other towns are doing the same thing, so I just wanna make that known. We'll work with Chris and Jody and make sure that we try and get the word out there, cause I don't want people to try and, to risk it. It's one of those years, is really, really bad unless we get a thaw.
It's
And,
brutal.
Getting this
Not all
weekend.
of those tax bills are in yet either.
that's right, that's right.
They gotta be able to get here.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it honestly, it happened so quick. And you fell, Jerry, what, 2 weeks ago, and it's
Month
just
ago.
a month ago,
Month
and he's still
still.
sore. So it's just,
Paying for it.
I wanna make sure our people are safe, and I know all you do, and we'll, you know, if it gets abused, then we'll do something different, but it's something this year that we have to allow it to
And
happen.
just sand, all right?
Just sand.
No salt allowed.
No, just the sand, and if there's mixture of the salt in the
People
bus.
say, can I get some salt?
No, it's just the sand, so to make a walkway or your driveway or what have you, throw a couple, but you can do it with sand goes a long way when you're grabbing just 2 5-gallon buckets, so.
It's amazing how low our supply is getting. though.
It does.
Up there.
Yeah, cause we've had some.
Well, you have it in two different places, you also have it down here, but
Right,
you wanna get it from the town highway, but
yes,
so you could be seen and watched.
yep.
Sometimes it's not the
Guess
fall,
you
it's
do
try
fall.
not to fall. You-
I think that's what happened to me last night, I slipped and I felt myself catching myself, and then I slipped again, it was in a hurry, just wasn't,
Once you go on ice, you go so fast and
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it, I couldn't believe how fast I went down, it was, I never did anything like that before, I'm just thankful that nothing worse, and
You might wanna
Jerry
Watch
should,
gingerly as you go out.
You might want to mention too about the roads being so covered with ice, that there's really nothing the
Yeah.
highway crew can do about it. I mean, they're trying to scrape them down with graders and,
Yeah.
but
Right.
just gonna slow down, that's all, and take your time, because,
Exactly.
absolutely,
I mean, you just can't get rid
Salt's
of it
not
until we,
helping.
until we get a thaw.
exactly.
Salt's not doing any good.
You're right. Okay, so some highlights. Met with the DOT, met with the hospital, met with the county, we're putting plans together. Currently, the hospital is in, negotiations with the property owner about the urgent care center that we talked about, the properties. I think that it's all gonna come to a reality. I talked to, Sam Zal this morning, he's a regional director for DOT, and I talked to Commissioner McDonald after the Governor's State of the State yesterday about moving. There's just gonna be a lot of projects going on. You know, the Grove Bridge is gonna be a two-lane bridge, that's starting April 15th. The bridge, Stickney Bridge is gonna have new decking, that's gonna start at the end of March. Main Street Bridge, the Governor announced yesterday, is gonna be tore out and replaced.
This summer too?
Don't know if it's gonna be 14 or 15 on that one. There's 7 bridges in Essex County, and that was one that he highlighted yesterday in the State of the State address. That bridge was built in 1931, and it is in terrible shape, and they're going to be replacing it. Second, thing is, $1 million project on Main Street to do the drainage issue. Talked to Sam about it today. It was scheduled to do in 2015, but I said again to Sam that it's an issue because if, let's say, the urgent care goes in, we're doing the bridge over there, then the state has to come in and get easements from those brand new landscape properties to put the drainage in, and said, Sam, it only makes sense to do it now. He told me today on the phone that he's had engineers here, and he's waiting for the report, and he said, I'm glad you called this morning, because it reminds me to get on them to where the report is, so he said, I will find out. But the whole plan is, and I guess my thought process here is, I think our people are gonna be very frustrated this summer, because there's gonna be a lot of construction going on, and it's gonna be a waiting game to get from point A to point B. Hopefully it doesn't hurt our businesses. It has the potential with these new 7 bridges in Essex County to create jobs for people, so, and those sort of things, but
Well, plus if you get it all done in 1 year, I mean,
absolutely.
Other way.
So it is a good thing, the governor highlighted the bridges yesterday in the State of the State, I was very happy to see that they're gonna do that bridge, I'm very happy to see what's going on, things are happening, so. Also, I did go to the State of the State, I was in Albany 2 days in a row, I went the day before, met with the Vice President of the United States, and Governor Cuomo, discussing about Irene recovery, Sandy recovery, Lee recovery, and, had a very good meeting with the Vice President, thanked him for the FEMA funds that they provided to us. I expressed our concerns about things that take so long and those sort of things, but it was a very good meeting. Talked about how the possibility, and you'll see that it's in the Governor's State of the State yesterday. I haven't received word on any funding on it yet, but it does highlight in here about the town of Jay wanting to move their water control building out of harm's way. He put it right in his booklet, so hopefully he gives me the money to do that. But that is our next plan, it's something we're looking at, something we're working on, but it is in there. Welcome to look at it. theater, there's another thing, had a conference call yesterday morning, actually it was 2 days ago in the afternoon, I'm sorry, I'm getting my days mixed up. With Anka, with Hollywood Theater, Corey and Sierra, and Craig and Rebecca from Tahaz. We did a conference call, and they have to do matching funds of the 70,000. They're down to needing only 25,000 more to reach that goal, and then they can switch everything over to digital. So there'll be fundraisers announced soon about helping them reach that extra 25,000 goal. Thank you to the governor again, and the North Country Regional Development Council for the application that they granted us at 70,000 for the movie theater, or they would not be becoming open again this spring. So we're very fortunate there. Blackbrook meetings, discussed with Archie the other day that we'll set a schedule up where we start meeting with them again like we used to on a periodic basis, like 3 times a year. There's some things that we need to discuss. Offset the utility costs, visit youth facilities, and those sort of things, and see where we're at. I'd like to also, like mentioned before, there's the library needs some discussion. I'll say before it's so something in the ambulance contract. I'd like to get into the new way how we do the ambulance contract. So that's something that new sewer plant be up and running in 2014 with the rebeds. Green, so we're not offsetting, so we're not paying the cost to haul the sludge to Plattsburgh anymore. Bridges, Main Street, Grove, Stickney, I mentioned all that. There's 7 of them in Essex County. Drainage issues on Main Street I talked about. Goal to finish our last 3 or 4 FEMA BWs from Irene. Our plan is to get our second man certified in sewer. Archie, you have an update on that, right? I mean, when is he going for his test? Paul, when is he?
This month.
This month, okay.
Should be, I'm not, won't have the exact date,
But
but
it's
I
sometime.
think anytime now. I'll check on it, but he's going this month. It's already scheduled for it.
So we'd be able to eliminate the per diem that we're paying the person from Lake Placid. Youth commission members, we're in need of 3 members, so if you know anybody, have them get a hold of us. Blackbrook meetings, ambulance contract, Grove grant, again, we're thank you for the state legislator and North Country Regional Council and the Governor Cuomo for giving us $54,000 towards doing some improvements down in the Grove. Plan on putting a committee together on, we have to adhere to a lot of what we put in the application, but I'd like to get some people together to actually sit down and figure out what we want to do with that $54,000 over there. I'd like to bring back John Nolan, possibly Marty Connell, some of those older gentlemen that they were there before that were interested in the long-term plan, along with our current youth commission and us. Henry's Trails is going very, very well. A couple of work days that are coming up. 15th is one of them. There's still,
5 to 8.
there, you got that, what is it? I can't remember.
5 to 8.
5 to 8, okay.
5 to 8.
Single audit is going well, they were here on Monday. We'll have that, we did get that extension from Homeland Security on that, but that will be finished and finalized in the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to do a single audit again next year because of this, get over federal funds and grants, you have to do it, you have to do the audit.
It's over a certain amount.
And the 400 and some odd thousand, you get that, and, it's a good thing, because you spend $15,000 for the audit, but you got $400,000 in grant money, so that means you did something, so it's, mentioned the water control building, yes, get it moved and get it funded. It is a positive when it is mentioned by the governor in the State of the State address. We'll keep working on that. CRP plans will be finalized, as preliminary plans have to be out this month. Scott McDonald's doing a wonderful job with that. We'll keep moving forward with that. North Country, the DEC and Natural Resources, we're gonna continue those projects from the Straight and Bartlett Road that we're doing, and the bank stabilization on that bank by the covered bridge where that home is on covered bridge down there. We're
Wade.
doing that work. Wade, we'll be doing that. Dates basically, I think that's
How
all.
far does that go, just the bank, and then is it a, they just stabilize the bank, and so the homeowner to repair the wrong building?
Yes. Yep. Yep. Let's see. Basically, that's everything I have, at this point. I think we've been very productive, we've done a lot, we've, accomplished a lot over the last year, over the last 10 years, I think, as a group, and I'm very proud of, I would honestly say that it's, the state of the town is in good shape, and we'll strive to make it a much better town, and we'll work as diligently, as hard as we possibly can to make that happen with all of you and all of our employees and elected officials. So with that said, I'm gonna turn it over to the board for comments, and Tom, I'll start with
One of the comments was Happy New Year to everyone, I hope it's a healthy and prosperous year for everyone, and congratulations to Randy for his 5th unprecedented year as chairman of the board of
Thank you, Tom.
supervisors in Essex County. That's quite an accomplishment, and as your town board, we're proud of you here, and
Thank you, Tom.
we appreciate all the effort you do for that. Wish all the board here a good new year. It's been fun working with all of you last year, and look forward to working with you again another year.
Thank you very much, Tom.
And you as well, B.
Thank you.
Archie?
Okay, well, as you know, I did a walkthrough with Tom the other day and through the building. I'm gonna be doing something in the next month or so, and I don't want to take anybody by surprise. I don't wanna do anything that you don't know about up front. I've been through the building, and the building, in my opinion, is in dire straits. A lot of work needs to be done in this building. I'm going to be getting some numbers together. I'm going to be working with Susan. I'm going to be asking her for some numbers, what the actual cost of the operation and maintenance of this building is. I'm going to be looking at the work that needs to be done in this building, the roof, the tank outside. All our steam pipes have been in here since 1934. Some of them are 3-inch pipes, cast iron, all the way around this building. I think if you got a cost estimate of what it would take to replace those pipes, and the energy efficiency of heaters and everything else in this building might scare you. I think if you did, I'm gonna do the get a cost estimate of what really needs to be done in this building and what it would cost, and whether it's really feasible to keep this building open. I know it's not gonna sit well with people, with what I'm gonna be doing, but I'm gonna get the true cost of what it costs to run this operation and maintenance of this building, what it costs. And I'm gonna come back to the board with a report. I don't wanna do anything behind anybody's back. I wanna work with the board and see what the board thinks. Whether it would be more economical for us to look at putting up a modern building and bond out over a 5-year period or something. I think it might be more feasible to bond something out over a 5-year period. Probably what it costs us to heat this building in a year would, in a 5-year period, would put up a new building, a single-story building economically. I think it might be the way to go for the taxpayers. I know there's some drawbacks about getting rid of this building, some big drawbacks,
Big ones.
but with a clear conscience, I have to look at it.
I think
I
that's
just
been
wanna be
brought up
upfront
before.
about it.
Well, it's been discussed before, and,
We have discussed it before.
previous years, previous administrations looked at it and decided to keep it. We've come a long way, yeah, there's a lot of work to be done to it, but we've done a lot of things to it too. And a lot of grant funding to do it, but, so I have no problem with the study. I just, and to be perfectly honest, is whoever's supervisor, whether it's me or anybody else, it'd be a heck of a lot easier as a job to not have to worry about a community center as a town supervisor, there's no doubt about it. But I'm reluctant to say that I would be in favor of closing the community center, because the last thing I would want in this town is another vacant building that I'm trying to enhance the community by doing things as, with all of you to bring businesses in and do some things. And we have some things moving in the right direction. And I think, if you just look at the Keysville Community Center, the old high school, and see what, it's a big vacant building, and it's a landmark in this town, and I think we've come a long way with it. Do I think there's more work to be done? Yes, but, I'm not opposed to doing a study, but if we're gonna do a real study, I think that we should have a consultant come in and do it, to be honest with you. That's my opinion. I really think that have somebody come in and actually do an overall study of the whole building. Any other thoughts? Go ahead,
Well,
anything else?
If you do that, we should have either the versus of selling the building to a company,
Mhm.
to put a business in here, and then have a piece of property where we could build and what the cost it would be to build, and how many rooms would we need, what size would we need.
Yeah, that's true, because the last thing we want to do is build another building and then have to have rent space from somebody to put in their
I think
other offices.
I am with Archie, because I mentioned before about the building here. I mean, I know we all love our community, we all love our building, but it is costing us a lot to run this one. I'd like to see the study. I think Archie's on a good road with it. So, the study plus putting a building up, what it would cost to put a building up.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be,
You gotta remember, if you don't sell this, you still have the responsibilities of
Therefore-
making sure that you have liability
Yes,
insurance
yes.
on it, you gotta make it a
Right.
safe building, because it's just gonna keep deteriorating, and then you're boarding up things, it's,
Right, there's
still, unless you
several ways
sell
of
it,
looking.
you don't sell it,
Right,
you're
you
still
look at all
responsible
all
for it, and that's
directions.
so I don't.
Would
Okay.
nicer to have money for programs like for retrofitting in terms of heating?
We did it,
We
we
did
did
that.
all,
We did that.
we did the Honeywell, did all the lights, all the light bulbs in here,
And we did the windows were done by Honeywell.
Yeah, it's scratching the surface.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, there's
But
not-
it's definitely positive moves.
No,
but
you're right.
That's the low hanging fruit, and really what you
Yeah,
gotta look
and
at.
I was against, I've always been against closing this building, but I have to, after what, you know, I looked at the pipes, they're 80-some odd years old. It's just a matter of time till these pipes blow
Yeah.
apart.
I'll
Something's gonna
tell you
happen.
though, honestly, Archie, that a good seam system can last 80 years, and they haven't been around that long to know if they can last 160 years. But
Then maybe can, but.
yeah,
At
yeah,
this
and
point.
I mean, looking back on a maintenance log and seeing how many patches have had to been made, it's not if you were starting from scratch, it's not the most efficient. But looking at other alternatives to oil, I mean, electricity on a residential scale is now more economic than oil.
Mhm.
And so looking to the future, maybe swapping out the oil plant with something that's more beneficial and keeping the oil on as a backup,
Mhm.
or keeping it as a secondary and having something else be a primary that's a green technology, a chip.
Mhm.
You know, we burn a lot of wood up at the highway garage, that if you turn that and put that into a biomass plant, you get twice as much energy out of it.
Mhm.
And I know that even with all the wood they burn up there, they still have piles of it showing up all over the place, and people in the town constantly ask to get rid of that stuff. Nobody wants to burn pine, but if you can chip it and throw it into a biomass plant, that's a huge thing. North Country School does it, Osceola Valley Central does it. And
We cut our costs way down on it when we put the wood boiler in up there. I mean, we were at $40,000 a year. We're down to about 3,000 now when
We
we're.
cut our costs down here quite a lot by putting in the windows and everything else.
yeah,
This is something I just feel I need to do.
sure.
Not saying that I wanna close the building or anything, it's something I need to do.
Need to have an honest conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Have all the figures and then think about it.
And it may not go anyplace, but I wanna be upfront with everybody. I don't wanna go behind anybody's back and be doing something. I want people to know what I'm doing.
Sure.
And I wanna work with everybody doing it. I don't want anybody to think I'm doing something. I want everybody to know upfront what I'm doing.
Well, you're,
No doubt you'll let us know.
there's, it needs a complete study, I wouldn't, I don't
And
disagree
I'm
with
not
that.
saying when I get done that maybe we won't wanna bring somebody in to go through everything. You know, the numbers might be there, you may want to bring somebody in.
You're gonna have to, I would think.
I think, you know, if you're gonna see, when- my numbers are gonna be out there, they're gonna be rough numbers, they're gonna show you, well, this is what I see it cost us to run this building. Those numbers might be high enough where we maybe wanna be concerned enough to maybe take a good look at it.
Is this building not in a tax-free zone? For the governor's new program?
Not close enough to the college.
You know, then you go around and you go around to others and you see what it cost them with a modern office building, what it cost them to run their office compared to what it's costing us. And say, okay, we have to think about something here.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. And I'm not, I don't doubt that. Matter of fact, our lives would be, I know as a town supervisor or the DPW director, our lives would be a heck of a lot easier. And I said that numerous times, I thought, you also have to look at, as taxpayers, you know, you look at what's paid out to operate this building, but you have to look at what the services that it provides, and the things that it's provided. You have a fire department here, you have the youth commission, you have the senior center, you have Alcoholics Anonymous, you have those sort of things. You are able to have functions here, so you have to look at, you can't put a dollar amount on some of those services that it's providing for our community. So that part I worry about, because there's really no dollar amount to put on that, what it provides for people. So, functions and those sort of things, but you know, honestly, it would make whoever's on the town board in this town, it'd make their jobs a heck of a lot easier to have a standalone building, there's no doubt about it, but.
Those are all things we'll discuss after. I mean, this is just something I feel like I have to do. I have to look at I have to look at it.
Is one of the largest expenses heating in terms of?
Yes.
Could it become a seasonal building in that you use it throughout, you know, for 3 seasons, and then when, you know, the energy bills hit hardest, look at the possibility of shutting it down, and then
Yeah, but then you have a cold building, you create condensation, you've got
Issues
other
like that.
issues that you're coming back into.
yeah, you can't move the offices in and out every year. That just would be nonsensical.
Future
That's my thought.
discussions. Anything else, Arch?
No, I just wanted to bring that out. I want to be upfront with you. You know, I am. I'd like to be upfront with everybody, and I want to work with people with it. I don't want anybody to think I'm doing anything on my own. I want to work with people on this. I want it to be upfront and we may find things that we can go after and maybe make it better.
Yeah,
I mean, we did it, 7 years ago, we went after it nicer, that we made it better. We may go that route and may find things we may have to go after.
Propane's about 25% less than oil right now.
Yeah, it
If
is.
you put a propane gun on that boiler, you'd knock it down 25%.
I have propane in my office right now, so it's,
I have it in my
it's,
It's things that we need to look at. I think we need to look at anything we can to cut the cost. Because we've got repairs coming that we know are going
to be.
Is that a one-time thing?
hundreds
or
of thousands of
If it
dollars.
was years ago when we did this, is that something we could look at again, a nicer grant for?
yeah, we can look at a nice sort of grant. Well, here's what I'm thinking, as my mind's spinning here is thinking that, hire a consultant, do a complete study of the whole building, and then you get it on a priority list for the North Country Regional Council for grant funding. And that's the only way you're gonna get fully funded to do what you need to do. I mean, the governor just gave $5 million to Hotel Saranac.
Yeah.
Because that's a landmark in that town. This is a landmark in this town that we could possibly make work for us, but you're not gonna do it by just saying, and I'm not belittling what you're talking about, Arch, but you're not gonna do it by saying our oil bills are $50,000 for the year, and our light bills are this, you're gonna have to have a consultant saying, this is what you need to make this building energy efficient, update the rooms, update the office space, whatever it is, $1 million project, $2 million project, whatever it is. And then you submit that as a priority project next summer, and then you move from there.
Especially if you make it a green project,
Yeah,
like Chris
absolutely.
mentioned, you know, solar
Yeah.
panels.
Solar panels, you do that, you'll get a priority project.
Yep.
And I'm on that council, I'd be glad to do that, but you have to make that decision whether you're gonna make that move. You know, that if that's really what you wanna do, you need to hire a consultant. We should have probably been talking about that at budget time, that we were gonna hire a consultant to do this, because I think it's feasible to do, and I think it's, right now, he announced yesterday another round of the North Country Regional Council, or the Governor's Council Awards, so I mean, it's the time is in place, because the money's there, just gotta make it a priority project. The only way you're gonna make it a priority project is to do a complete, job of having a consultant look at the whole project and give us a,
Good idea. Food for thought.
Make it something you can show off too. North Country School, when they did their biomass plant, they intentionally made it as a walkthrough so that they could use it as a generator of income for donations and everything like that. But, you know, to see this technology and rather than sticking, you know, the boiler always goes in the basement, but if you can find out and do like an outbuilding and have people be able to walk through and see it like they do at the Wild Center. They have great access on there, they'll take you on a personal tour, they do the biomass there as well. And it's, you know, that garners attention because it's a viable alternative now with prices the way they are, and retrofitting to older buildings makes it even more interesting to people in the communities and people who want to use those kinds of technologies, because you don't have to have this super insulated tiny building with 5-foot thick walls. You can take a center like this and use that kind of technology and make it work.
Good point, good point. So I'm open to, you know, discussion on this, but if we're gonna move and hire a consultant, we would need to do that this spring. Within the next couple of months, we're gonna have to do that, to hire a consultant to put a plan together. I mean, we could have, I can look and see if Mike knows of anything that we can apply to get the study done, that we could apply for funding to get the study done, like we did before.
Is that something in AES's corner, or?
Well, you'd have to put it out for bid. I think there might be some CDBG money out there that we hired, that we can use to apply for, you gotta do it in steps like we did for the retrofit of the building. You apply for